situation. It's do or die as the LCK are 2-1 in this best of 5. All right. Well, we're straight into it, guys. The Nuclear's already dead, and Imp already has first blood. I didn't know that we agreed to a handicap this game.
Yep, I mean, no summoner spells required, and just an instant kill there. I wonder if his camera was somewhere else spotting, and just, you know, one CC led to another. Very easy kill for JDG, and insult upon injury, Imp picks it up.
And that is not the start that you want, especially not if this is your first international showing. As JDG, they have set up all the vision around this area, and they will be able to steal away this red buff. And it has extra implications, right? Because Canyon, he wants to be hard farming his jungle. He wants to be clearing this out. As DAMWON, they understand that. They recognize that. And they're playing down here to make sure that Karthus is going to be okay.
Yeah, but the level 1 mind games this tournament has really stopped people from going in for level 1 at all, or being able to invade and get any bit of vision on the Raptors take. That kill on towards Nuclear gave them free vision as to what camps Canyon's going to be farming if he's going topside and foregoing his Krugs. This is what all set it off. So
Lamau must have been a binding, right? That's the only thing that makes sense here.
Blind binding.
Walks around the side and, yep, blind binding will do it. Nuclear, no way out from that one. No need to flash. You're dead, mate. Goes into the death chamber. Big moment, because it gets that information on Karthus' path. We already saw earlier today. Remember that Cuz was able to surprise with pathing and get a farm lead much harder when the enemy knows which camps you clear.
Another thing, too, of course, coming into the lane with Longsword, that kill Imp. We didn't get to see it because we were in the replay. Nuclear took quite a bit of damage, already put firmly behind here.
He didn't have to TP back to lane, but yes, obviously the laning phase in a really awkward spot. Karthus isn't going to be impacting any laning phase, and if Sivir Lux starts to win, only really the Requiem can be kind of an addition more often than not.
And because of that level 1, we weren't able to talk about the change that actually happened moving into this. Noguri is going to be the one taking the Camille into the Sion top side. I think a lot of us assumed that it would be him taking the Jace. Not going to happen this time, and it's not going to be that Worlds matchup that we were looking at so many times back in 2018.
And it's not Comet, it's not Grasp, it's Klepto on the Camille in the top lane, knowing that he has a great matchup versus Sion. It's going to have to be Zoom that's playing well in this matchup and not gifting free gold to Nuguri.
Now, a great matchup eventually. Early, Sion stays here and does more damage. So with no jungle threatening, you don't have a Sejuani to threaten permastun. You're actually going to lose CS early. The Trinity Force kind of a big breaking point for the matchup alongside a Tiamat. So you're getting shoved, you're getting pushed in. And if the Karthus ever has to flash defensively, if Flawless finds the right time to contest him, that's a whole lot of losing to actually try to motor through.
Well, speaking of losing, the bottom side of the map is just that. For DAMWON Gaming, is Canyon has found Flawless, exactly right. He's holding the world of pain, I think, as the flash comes out. Shock Blast, not going to happen. The stun was brilliant from the Scat of the Week from Yagao, and that meant that the follow flash unable to be used.
Before we get to that point, though, that was some really impressive accuracy on the Skittles there. That was all-you-can-eat buffet for Flawless. He didn't get enough in the back. He decided to eat some Skittles on the stage, but he lives, and the stun was oh so important coming through from Yagao.
Yeah, nicely done from him. And the flash now down on Showmaker could be a big opportunity now, despite Flawless not having his.
I think what's a little bit more worrying is that Yagao had to use a lot of resources to make that happen, but you see if it pays off.
Sidestep doesn't actually happen, and like I mentioned earlier, there was no flash available. Flash forward from Canyon. Flawless will be going down here. Nowhere to run, my friend. He had no flashes. Cooldowns were down to 1-for-1 in the mid lane.
Big moment here as we see the trades up top side. Ships in the night. Flawless does get in. But Canyon, whose jungle could have been super taken down, has to back away. And this is the damage we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Zoom gets that shield back as well. Hookshot has to be used defensively, and Noguri finds himself in trouble. Speaking of trouble, bottom side of the map, explosion. Nuclear's down one more time.
And he must have been hit by a binding again. No summoner used and flash down from Nuclear. This is the sort of 2v2 issue that can happen with Nuclear and Barrow.
Before even coming into the lane, or at least dying in that situation, already 10 CS behind here too, so Nuclear cannot be falling like this. You know, unforced error, I would assume. But take a look at this.
Yeah, Noguri's going to teleport back top. He just does get the hook shot. He's looking for, some Klepto procs. Zoom not going to be dying just yet. He's not going to be teleporting back.
In case you wonder about skill, it is Q-Max on Camille, more Klepto procs, and eventually Sheen plus Trinity Force, and actually doing some chunking. Seems like the second time, sadly, we have to call in a replay to recollect how Nuclear died. It has to have been a binding, right? They can't get brush control because of the range advantage, and man, Lamao's reading him like a book, and this is an Enchanter support that loves Fiddlesticks Yumi. No surprise, Lux is pretty good. I'm gonna watch the replay.
It was actually Beryl going aggressively onto Imp, and then the
another one.
The second binding!
Good God. If at first you don't succeed, or even if you do, just try again, and it seems to be working out real well for JDG bottom side.
I'm tilted for Nuclear now. The auto attack had to follow, of course, and taking him down.
And it hurts even more when it's a Lux passive because the sound is so good. But
speaking of sounds.
Okay, Canyon not going to get hit by that light binding. Feels like Canyon is the one saving grace for DAMWON this game.
And I'm going to raise my hand and say I'm very worried right now, Raz, because Lamau and Imp have lane control, and I've watched those JDG games when prepping for this tournament. This is where everything falls into place for them. I feel like everyone plays taller on JDG when bot lane knows exactly how strong they are.
Yeah, and it was a rough start at first for both Imp and Lamau, but they stuck together. They even, of course, had a challenge in support AD carriers. Bavoy that was challenging, but Imp played up under the pressure, and it's nice to be able to see them performing so well alone. No jungle presence at all.
Level 6 on Canyon, but he is Karthus.
Yeah, Wall of Pain's going to land on Lumao. No, not going to be able to get it here. As Beryl takes away the kill, uses the flash actually to get in there.
Welcome to the Jug King, the guy who was on solo, but we thought it was other people. He jumps on. He was the sub-jungler of DAMWON Gaming behind Punch for a long time. His accuracy has been Deadeye. A Deadeye Karthus sounds OP as hell.
Well, it's certainly looking OP as hell right now as Flawless trying to get in position to steal away this Ocean Drake that would be so important, but he's not able to. The Jug King continuing as there's the kill. This might save Nuclear as Imp tries to find it, does get there. Good flash to get out of the way as Nuclear is going to die once again. Dark Harvest stack is all that Canyon can claim from this, as now Zoom's found his way forward. Showmaker is dead. Double kill for Yagao, and now Beryl is being herded towards his own base. Zoom, not a lot of damage, but Lumao is going to turn up with the CC. Headbutt does nothing. They're staggering the backs as Nogari is on the top side of the map. Nothing he can do.
Where did Zoom come from? Heard the calls from his team, had rotated alongside with his ultimate. Hell yeah. That's a match that I'm willing to buy.
This is a Scion Speedway that might take us all the way to a game number 5 here in Jungturn Arena. Nogari had no way to react. His TP back to lane earlier meant there was no way to go in, and DAMWON Gaming took the bait, guys. They stuck around. Everyone was walking into a fight that Scion was going to be able to get into, and there was no way for Camille. Let's start ages ago on this play, where if you look at this accuracy, it's actually obscene how well Canyon played this.
He's like hitting every skittle whilst dodging every skill shot. That is just ridiculous.
But then consider this play, where if you can get in and get out, wonderful. But DAMWON Gaming are fighting. Nuclear's in melee range of Imp, trying to chase for kills. Showmaker's coming in, and they're not playing as a team. They're all making different directions. Beryl realizes late, oh crap, I should probably tank on this Scion, and Imp's low, but there's no threat on him. 3v1 from the Jace.
Yep, unable to get that one done. Interesting that Showmaker found himself in such a rough scenario. It felt like DAMWON were playing around Canyon and Canyon alone and living or dying by his sword.
And not only is it 7-3, and you know, look at the gold disadvantage there for DAMWON, but look at where the kills have actually gone on both of the carries of Yagao and Imp. This is exactly who you want to be putting the DPS on. You can already see the burn on Beryl.
Yeah, Beryl actually, that's just from ricochets mostly. Remember on this patch, I mean, ricochet does cost a little bit more, but at this point, I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. Close to a 20 CS advantage and almost has that Essence Reaver.
And sadly, Nuclear, I guess, at some point opted into tier, so he's going for a burst kind of one evolve build. That means if you fall any further behind than 3 deaths in lane in 10 minutes, it may already be too far. It turns out you go a late burst build, you don't evolve second, you just don't do damage, guys. So there's a real chance here that Nuclear is going to be really out of the game, and suddenly any hopes to 1-3-1 almost becoming 4-1 around Nogari, who we haven't had the gold up in a while, should be farmed up. Can he stay far enough ahead of 1-0-1 Scion, though? It's always that duality between damage items and tank items, and only the true damage transfer really helps Nogari out.
Well, now nothing's helping Showmaker out. He's got himself a Hex Drinker, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. We're very close to Ludens for Yagao, who will just be able to clear waves so fast and threaten that one-shot potential.
And he's got 3 kills from mapping up some kills recently. Nuclear can just try to give up the lane and go for the killer instinct plays. The hammer hit and also Camille's E do actually open up a killer instinct play, and they're just saying, screw this lane phase, let's try to rush Rift Herald. Seems like JDG know.
They do, but the vision is available for DAMWON Gaming as well.
Burning it
Shelly
so quickly.
going down, yeah, very, very low. As the teleport is going to come in. In goes Beryl, great pulverize into the backline. As Noguri finds the ultimatum, they destroy Yagao before he can even press his R button, and Flawless is on the wrong side of the map. Shelly is taken, Requiem's in. Canyon's delivered all of the harvest that he wants. DAMWON feels like they've turned back on here mid-game.
It's a requiem for a dream that Korea can close us out before a Game 5 reverse sweep opportunity. They jam down the Rift Herald, and Showmaker's gonna get some nice goal.
What
He's
a
gonna need it as
game-turning
well.
play. Honestly, just being put in that position, but it doesn't seem like it's ending here.
Nope.
Yeah, we're looking for the headbutt pole once again. This is what Beryl does, as Noguri will find Imp. A lot of damage comes in. He's looking for the 1-for-1, but Nuclear is going to be able to take it. Welcome back to the game, my friend. Time to start playing some League of Legends.
Crowd is lit. They're feeling it, but it's still plenty of work to be done. It does mean that LCK gets a gold lead back into this game, one they desperately want. And who could have picked, of all players on the Rift, Canyon to be the one that is the runaway star of DAMWON Gaming in this big match?
He's doubling the camps of Flawless right now. Like, he's getting more camps than should be spawning.
And his AD carry almost trolled him out of even getting one full clear of the jungle after the wards went down. Here's the replay. Beryl finds a flank. You shouted out Beryl's Alistair. I was focused on the laning phase being a rough one, but he finds an angle. Yagao pays for it, and they even get to wave goodbye to Korean national Flawless.
That was just so well played once again by Beryl, even setting up for the second play. I mean, they know that the spell shield is probably up, don't have to expend a damn thing until he uses it, then you go in and take down him.
And you saw Imp, he was going for the 1-for-1 play, trying to take down Nuclear, but just too much CC available to this DAMWON squad, and Beryl once again on the flank. He feels like a solo laner this game. He's everywhere trying to get in amongst it.
You have to believe that the game is on the line for this Infernal Dragon. Seems like JD are not too... We'll have to see if they're willing to contest this one, but with the game going back towards DAMWON, JDG want the team fight with Sion enabled.
Well, JDG, yeah, they were waiting, but that went down way too fast. Scat of the Week is going to land. Showmaker taken down very low, but Nuclear able to get himself over the wall. And Empowered Shock Blast is doing a lot of damage. Speaking of which, Canyon as well, finding so much Noguri on top of Zoom, dodging all the CC. See you later, Sion. You'll have to flash to get out of this one. Good light binding to stop follow-up, as DAMWON will take the Dragon and look for even more action on this map.
JD thought that they can go in for a flank. In fact, they still think they can get this fight.
Yeah, might be off to the side. Scat of the Week doesn't land, as there's the ultimate.
Wow.
In the forehand pulverize from Beryl. Canyon, the Requiem, and Zoom is going to survive for the moment. Flash out from him is going to get him to safety, but there's the zombie Sion underneath the turret, and JDG are on the wrong side of the map.
Get in there, Alistair!
Yeah, Beryl looking for it one more time. Yagao's going to die. There's the knock-up special delivery. And it's going to be the Jace that picks up the kill. In the meantime, Nuclear saying, I need money, guys.
Holy moly, Beryl just turned an absolute poo-poo moment into potentially the match-deciding moment. What a re-engage!
That was a masterful moment. Just from him, that's where his career will just start internationally, being able to make plays like that.
We had to try and tell people, Noguri, Canyon, these guys are so good, look to them. It's Beryl and Canyon of all people who are popping off in this game.
And Beryl was in a horror lane as well. Like, this was the worst, like, emotional time as we have a look at the replay of this fight.
Take a look at Canyon's cues. Just the fact that he was able to push the carries back and then isolate Zoom here. And then, of course, questions on now, how is JD going to get this fight if they even want it? Hell yeah, they wanted it. Continued to force, thinking that the lone Alistar was the target. Guess who can get past the Cataclysm?
And this is
Just
when
dodges
people
everything.
tell you can't carry from support. His AD carry into 3 times in laning phase, and he just won the game.
That's what happens, is pack up and roam, guys. Get your jungler ahead, I guess, as Zoom. He has to go underneath the turret. Ain't no way that's happening. Oh, man, what incredible play out of DAMWON. And what it's spelled now as we come out of the replay is a 5,000 gold lead.
Oh, the
and yeah,
biggest
no surprise
878 damage from an Alistair you could ever get.
Well, actually, doubled imps damage, so I'd say, yeah, it's feeling pretty big right now.
Double nuclear's damage, too.
Yeah.
We know who the carry is. It's
Damn
the cow.
right, the carry cow. Beryl, I mean, when he joined this roster, remember, it was Hoyt and Nuclear that were this lane, and Beryl, we were wondering why he was even coming in, because Hoyt was so good. His Rakan was absolutely fantastic. His engage ability was so good. Then Beryl came in, played Alistair, and just schooled people. And it's happening now on the international stage.
Man, League of Legends, man. Holy
what
crap.
a game, dude.
I have caught myself swearing so many times. The only reason I'm not doing it is they'd have to cut it out of a replay or something. Or
Yeah,
wouldn't have to.
sad.
Dracos understands this, right?
Yeah.
There's
Can't
moments
let that
that
one burn
deserve
you.
it. And careers have been made less, on less than Beryl's big play there. Noguri, you know, he has a bit of a long leash now, right? He has Trinity Force. He's not going to die. And you know what? You can start ignoring tanks. We think of all those Maokai games where Maokai got ignored by a split-pushing Trundle. It's different with Camille, but it's similar.
Well, Canyon coming in for the Wall of Pain gank. He's going to find Imp with it, gets the slowdown, but they're just creating space for this hypercharged Showmaker to take down the turret. Avoiding the skill shots nicely here as the pizza delivery doesn't quite find the mark. And JDG holding onto this sliver of health on their outer turret mid, but not their outer turret bot lane because Zoom got pressured out of this lane. Goes back, gets a Thornmail, but that ain't going to be doing enough for you at this stage.
I mean, thinking about it, yeah, sure, Camille, but there's a goddamn Karthus ruining your day right now.
And they need to know where this cow is at every moment.
Oh my God, please stop.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, we shouldn't be that scared of abilities coming out of Nuclear at the moment as, okay,
Oh, no.
Lumali loses the shield. See you later, mate. That Requiem is hurting so damn much. Noguri now looking for the flanking plays. I don't know how this has happened. From that level 1 to DAMWON being in this position is just mind-boggling as Beryl has found Flawless, and Flawless is running for the hills. Showmaker joins in, but that could have just been a solo kill, to be honest.
This is not the choking that I thought was going to be happening. JDG is getting massively choked right now.
How could you not, though, Raz?
These
what
are
a
pearly
change
hands.
in momentum. And it's DAMWON. The crazy thing is, remember the whispers before the World Final, DAMWON and Griffin. People talking up DAMWON. They came into Casper Cup. They didn't look like they were the finished article. That's fine. They're young players who were still getting it together. They still had obvious weaknesses. They had things to work on. But it's been leading up to this moment. 8-match win streak isn't to be trifled with. And it's amazing that Griffin will come away no richer for this tournament, and DAMWON might be the saviors of Korea.
Oh.
Well, Lumao is going to see that savior in action as pop goes the Lux. That was the Skittle you didn't want to eat right there.
Now
That's bad news.
If you have a tactical pause, you call it now. If you're
Please.
JDG, you desperately need Coach Ohm up there for a cuddle, for some words, whatever it is.
Just don't give them any sweets, Papa Smithy, because that ain't going to help right now.
You know, Coach Ohm might just turn into a top laner right now just to get control of this game.
Well, Zoom, he's not feeling like much of a top laner at the moment, but at least he's found a minion wave. Beryl may have found a jungler, though. He was in Headbutt Pulverize range, but Beryl is going to hold on to it for now. The reins are on at this point, but you just have to be so scared of anyone that comes anywhere near close to this cow.
DAMWON and Gaming and Griffin, the legends of Korean challenger. Griffin made the impression, couldn't get it done. It means so much. Can you imagine how much DAMWON's fan base will explode internationally and even domestically if they are the ones that came up in the clutch? The team that wasn't even going to play if it was a 3-0. They weren't relied on till they had to be. Coming in like this, they would go undefeated. Game's not over, but it's a huge gold lead, and the momentum is somehow bigger than a 19-minute 7,000 gold lead.
Wow. And take a look at the map right now. This is the hands getting closer and closer to the necks of JDG. Because focused on the fact that they've been playing topside towards the Baron for a while now. But look at Yagao.
This is a gank on a Noguri, but the hook shot, pretty good to get yourself out of there. Noguri pretty quick on the fingers, and Yagao is going to have to go home.
Yeah, my point is, DAMWON Gaming, especially with
Okay,
the mount,
we're
what are
going
you
to go for
doing?
the re-engage. 1 versus 2. No vision onto Yagao, remember, as Noguri realizes he's made a mistake. Flashes to get himself out of the way. Hook shot, moves himself. Beautiful. from Nogari as Canyon. He wants to start the Baron with 2 members bottom side.
They have a hell of a Baron buff team with a Mountain Dragon in tow, so this is JDG recognizing they need to do something now before Nuggery gets closer to the inner tower and DAMWON Gaming starts that Baron buff.
It's too early for the Baron. It's just spawned. Also, they're winning by a lot, so don't take any roll of the dice. They'll back away, but I like the first call. That's what you do. You walk up to the objective on the other side and feel it out.
What is he doing?
I mean, you know, it is Sion at this point.
And
so.
also Nogari's just trying again, seeing what he can do. Thorn
He's
Matter
gonna
doesn't
do it.
seem to matter. Decimating Smash, not working. Requiem, see his Zoom. Zombie Sion might be able to get some work done as the stun comes in. And he's going to get kited, and a cheeky auto
He wants
attack there as well.
Klepto-Procs! He's getting Klepto-Procs!
Oh no! When you've been turned into a Klepto-Proc machine, that's when you know things have gone wrong in your video game.
He's turning into a cash pinata for the team of DAMWON Gaming, but Nogari in particular. Never, ever question his re-engages. If this guy knows one thing, it's how to lane 1v1.
And also how to deliver kills as there's another one. Nuclear flashing forward. That was so sick. Gets out of the way of the CC. Flawless. See your death. And he's going to go down. Imp now. Headbutt pole. You ain't taking this blast plan as Nuclear will get tagged. He seems addicted to these light bindings, but now the game's in a very different state. And he's able to turn that kill around. Meanwhile, Nogari is winning the game against Zoom, who is respawned. But I think that, most of this game is feeling like Zoom has a black and white screen, and Nogari is literally dancing around the JDG players.
They're styling!
Flash from Zoom. That is tilt right there. He is going to be able to get the stun. They're looking for this kill. He gets the shield back. Nogari's still alive. And Showmaker will at least make it a 1-for-1 as Nogari finally falls down. Zoom will take a while to die as Nuclear does turn up, but the Baron buff in the meantime had been taken.
I thought Sion was supposed to be the train. Nuggery is just not stopping.
How can they play with their food, pop their collars? They're just shouting at the world, watch DAMWON Gaming.
Yeah.
They don't need to type G2 shop into chat. They're already getting the build orders going on this game. It is just unbelievable. When was the last time we saw a team grow up on the international stage from Korea? We're getting SKT at Season 3 Worlds vibes on this one. And Beryl is just a god. They had an inkling they were there. It's the blue trinket flash headbutt pulverized. Thank you very much. See you in the next live.
Yep, and Nuclear actually didn't flash any CC at all. He just flashed. It was all about Beryl. It was a real sick play here. As we were talking about Nuclear, he was pretty happy to soak as many light bindings as possible, but he hasn't been the star of this show. This gentleman here, as well as Beryl, has really stolen it after Canyon saved the early game.
How many times have he been put into impossible positions and just come out? And I'm not just talking about this game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Too many to count at this stage.
And we think back to Casper Cup, he was just running it down. He had an 11 death game against Urgot. He, you know, the thing I always say on the LCKcast, I dream of coaching a player like Nuggery and a team like DAMWON Gaming, because they had exactly what they had. Top 10 players.
In solo queue,
They had 5 players in the top 10 in solo queue. I've never seen that before on the Korean ladder. But their brains, their macro brains, not that big. They had a lot of work to do. The work is paying off. The time in scrims is paying off. The ceiling is pretty damn high. As Beryl, he's looking for another 3-man
He has an
pull.
ultimate, you better scatter, JDG. He's taking a fair bit of damage here as the Void Seeker does find Flawless. We've got Poke coming in from DAMWON's side. But that is actually a huge deal. Yeah, in the meantime, though, Nogari is making it not as much of a huge deal, because that ultimate being down on Beryl is not exactly the most important thing here on the side of DAMWON Gaming. Just feels like the threats are coming out of nowhere.
Yeah. Honestly, even a good play being able to take Beryl's ultimate off doesn't matter. I still feel bad. The tower in the top lane was still taken down.
Well, dude, the guy that entered First Blood now has a 550 bounty. I think if there's a tale of this game, I think that basically tells it all.
I also think that we have to subvert traditional Korean roles, because obviously the oldest player you have to respect. I feel like Nuclear's the one that's picking up the bags and doing the chores here, because he's definitely had this win, if they go on to win, served up to him very nicely.
If they go to dinner after this, Papa, it's on Nuclear.
It's supposed to be Riot Korea paying for the after party. I think it should be Nuclear.
I don't even think they need to go to dinner. This is their dinner.
You're the LPL caster! You're not supposed to say that!
How dare you have the sickest burn against the LPL?
I'm sorry,
I'll
man.
have one large JDG, please.
Oh, man. I don't know. It's feeling a little bit rough at this point. I don't really want
He's
one.
2,300 gold. That's just illegal ahead of him.
Yeah, that's really illegal. I'm looking. Yeah, when it comes to the jungle, though, that's a difference that you do not want to see if you're an LPL fan. Close to double, it's going to be 5,000. There are 14 pages in his pretty cool magazine that he's going to be sending out later, and I'm sure with all the fans that he's made, he's going to be selling as many copies as he wants.
It's honestly just a canyon's worth of difference in gold. I'm sorry, I just have to put that out. Like, he is doing so well right now.
He is. He's having a great game, and yet still only the second best player on his team.
I know. I don't know. How does Beryl be this good in a game where I don't even think he needed to be? Canyon was outplaying everyone when it counted. It's just the thing that's amazing about this, just to bring it back to some real talk, is I'm not going to be able to. Showmaker and Yugao are going to be fighting here. The Ignite down. The ultimate going to be used as Flawless. Looking for it. Yugao's there.
Wait.
No stopwatch.
Too late to apologize.
No
He's dead.
Yeah. And so Zoom, guys. Oh, no, you can't catch this train. Have to wait until he comes out of the fountain again.
Do you know if that speedway goes all the way to China?
He's hoping. He crashed into some towers on the way, though, unfortunately.
That's awkward.
Yeah. It feels like what this game is, man. It's a bit of a crash as Canyon puts up a wall, and the Wall of Pain has never been more aptly named. I'm actually, if it was me, I'd say you can't actually walk through that wall. As the inhibitor is now going to be taken, Flawless has to flag and drag to get out of the way of Canyon's magnetized Skittles. And Zoom, what are you doing, mate? You are not allowed to be underneath your inhibitor turret.
Nope.
Taken down as an afterthought. I get excited about Beryl's headbutt poles, but I've seen way better ones in this game. As Nuclear dives in to take down Lumao, not able to get the calculation as Flawless does get the knockup, but Nuclear does have it, and there's another one. Double pole comes in for Beryl, securing that MVP like nobody's business. Nexus 1 is going to go down. It is 2019 now.
Get out!
It is not 2018.
Don't let him!
And this is DAMWON Gaming and LCK 3-1 victory. Rift Rivals.
Everyone will know the name DAMWON Gaming after a victory like that in Korea, in Jungchon Arena, in a sold-out crowd, and around the world. That is the way you make your name. That is the way you start a legend. That's 9 in a row, and DAMWON Gaming, they're going to be setting their